Okay, hey, welcome back to Advanced Wars Dual Strike. And this is kind of the final mission, really, for this continent. It's not too bad. It looks kind of imposing at first because they've got two fronts that we have to work with. So we've got the stuff taking place on the bottom screen here, but also the top screen where those airplanes are. And also there's a sandstorm going on. The main worry I think we have is how to deal with the second front. So I'm actually going to play as Jake and we send Rachel. Actually, no, send Max up there because we want his firepower bonuses, as it were, and we'll stick with Jake down here because we're on the open plains, and then we go for it, really. Let's see how we do. Victory or Death, Mission 9. Our objective is to take out this crystal unit here. That's going to heal everything next to it. I can't remember for how much. I think it's 2 or 3 HP. I can't remember how much. But it's our main objective, really, to take out. On the meanwhile, though, I'm just going to send these infantry units to capture these properties here. I'm going to keep... hang on, what's the range on that anti-air unit? Okay, I'm going to keep the bombers down here, because if you notice, I can choose to send them up there, but I'm going to keep them there now. But I'm going to send the fighter jet units up, at least, because I don't need them as much down here. They've got a fighter, but I'm actually going to send at least these... Yeah, no, I'm going to send those up there. I'm going to bring the tank in there. And I'm going to send those up there now. And do I... yeah, I can build an anti-air unit to deal with that fighter. So you know what? I'm going to send all of them up there so Max can strike those cannons. Because what Max needs to do is... You see those 4 cannons on the left-hand side? Needs to take all of those out because that is a fortress which is like shooting a force field down here. So I can't actually hit that for more than 1 damage at the moment until that fortress in the sky gets destroyed. So we'll see what the AI does here. Also, I can't deploy any... it doesn't... Oh, 2 HP. There we go. I can't deploy anything in that middle because he's going to be dropping bombs from the sky on me. So I can't actually do anything about that at the moment. Which is going to be in the way. A tad inconvenient, but he's got more than enough fighters to deal with what's going on up there. Go away, Colin. I know what's going on. So even if he takes out one or two of those, he's got enough reserve fighters in the back to deal with it, really. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue. I can't send up any more, unfortunately. I can send up the bombers if I want to, but I kind of really want the bombers down here to deal with the units that he's got around here, really. Like that infantry unit is going to be a bit of a problem. So because it's gunning for, well, I'm pointing at the screen, you can't actually see, but it's moving towards the factory in the middle. So I don't really want it to capture that because that's going to be in my way for trying to get units across afterwards. Any units that my NPC ally has left will get added to the power meter once we win on the second front. So it's actually a decent boost, really. It sends the equivalent value in like for the monetary value for the units that are left onto the power meter, because the way the power meter works is it builds up depending on how much monetary damage that you do. I can't remember the exact calculation off the top of my head, but I don't really think it matters. All you need to know is that's what it does, really. We should really take that down in a couple of turns. I don't want him to get that. That fighter unit's going to stay where it is, actually. So if I bring that there, and I'll stay out of the range of the missiles. There we go. If I bring that one there to deal with that infantry unit will be fine. It'll take a little bit of damage, but it should be okay. And send my tanks across. The sandstorm reduces the range of indirects by 1, Max already has a reduced range by 1 of indirects anyway, so sandstorms don't really do anything. They changed what they did in Dual Strike. I think they made it so sandstorms did... they reduce your damage by, I want to say, 20 to 30%. I can't remember the exact number off the top of my head. We will get to playing Advance Wars... I said Dual Strike then, didn't I? Days of Ruin, or Dark Conflict, whatever you want to call it, regional title. I know it is Dark Conflict, but I know a lot of international people will know it as Days of Ruin, because that's just what it was known of outside of Europe, and really that's what the competitive community call it as well. So all the Days of Ruin terms like Dusters and Fighters rather than Interceptors, and the characters have different names as well in Days of Ruin versus Dark Conflict. Like Larissa, for example, is called Tabitha in one version. Will and Eds, or Brenner and O'Brien, etc. They've all got different names, which I personally don't mind, but it does get a tad confusing when you're talking different versions of the game, because you say, oh yeah, no, I'm going to play as Ed, and some people will be like, who the fuck is Ed? Because they don't know that he's got a different name in the European release, which is Ed is how I know him. But to be honest, most of the names are not that different. I actually prefer some of them. No, I'm just going to park that there. I actually prefer some of the international names, like Captain Finn is what he's called in the Dark Conflict version, but I prefer his name Waylon. It sounds kind of cooler. And also, he's got one of the best theme tunes in Advance Wars I have ever heard. When we get to playing the game, then you'll hear it for yourself, but oh my god, is his theme tune, like, really good. It's one of the best. Actually, I think it's probably... to be fair, I like most of the themes in Dark Conflict / Days of Ruin. Some of them are... You see, there we go, we got a sudden super boost to our power meter as well. Some of them are a bit crap, like, I'm not super keen on Isabella or Cattleya, or whatever you want to call her, Cattleya. I don't actually know how you pronounce it in the European release. It's got a really weird spelling. I believe it's named after a flower. I could be wrong. I'm going to be honest. Species of flowers is not my forte. Really, I can tell you, like, a couple of them from looking at them, sure, but, like, I don't know, like, different species names for flowers and things. It's not really something I can do. Like, my mum would probably know, to be quite honest, but she isn't here, so... Oh, and he's going to use his superpower this turn, isn't he? It's not really going to do anything. He's going to get some range on his Interceptor fighter jet, and he's going to be able to take out one of my helicopters, and that's probably about it in terms of danger from this. Or maybe his anti-air unit will, yeah, okay, will attack my bomber, but it's really not that much of a threat, really, because I can just take it out with a tank. I've got a couple of tanks coming in, I've got my tag power ready. Yeah, there we go. So, there we are. That was... My bombers have been destroyed, but that's fine. It was a bit reckless on my part to park them so far up, but it's okay. In the grand scheme of things, I don't particularly care, really. If I park that there, then it will come in range of the anti-air. And if I build another one, get these infantry going, capture those. That mech can come down that way. I've got some tanks and stuff coming. Oh, I've got a tank coming in. So one tank is better than none. I'll just do a little bit of damage with that suicide that. There we go. And I'm going to wait. Don't really think I need to use my tag power at this moment. Use it next turn though, maybe. That would be good. Yeah, there we go. Right. So, I might... What does Jake's power do again? Firing range is increased by 1 and movement range is increased by 2. So, well, it's going through forest, so 1, 2. And then Max should be able to... Does Max get his movement range boost in this one? No, he doesn't. That's right. In Advance Wars Dual Strike, they took away Max's movement range. It's one of the things that made him super overpowered in Advance Wars 1 was he got the 40, 50, 60 plus firepower increase, but also he got movement range increased by 2. In Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising, they changed it so his little power increased it by 1 and his super increased it by 2, with still the a slight tweak to his numbers. He only got I think a 50% boost, but still that is pretty bloody good, let's be honest. Especially with the movement range as well. It basically turned him into a better version of Jess for a turn, minus the indirect range. But in this, they took away his movement. I'm pretty sure he's... What did Mangs rate him as? I think he rated him as a B tier commander in this. Maybe C tier, actually. I know he's not very good in this at all. I know that's his opinion. But I would have to agree with it. I don't think Max is very good in this. He's actually my least favourite character to play. I don't like playing as Max. I'm working on a video at the moment in response to Dr. Ritchie's community tags. I don't know if that's going to be up yet. It might be. Which was talking about it was 10 questions about Advance Wars and stuff, and what you think of X, Y, Z, and who's your favourite characters and things. It might be up by now. If it is, the card will be in the corner, but if it's not, then you'll see it very shortly. But I can tell you now for free that Max is my least favourite character in the entire series. I really don't like him. I know a lot of people do like him, and that may come as a bit of a surprise, but he just doesn't fit my playstyle. As much as I said my playstyle is quite enjoying just spamming tanks and things, and just completely mowing people down, as you've probably seen when we played Advance Wars 2, I prefer playing Jess. I'm much happier playing as Jess, or Sammy, or with the artillery units and things, or really pretty much anybody but Max, because the indirect unit nerf is so critical and it's so bad. You really feel it, but I also don't like playing as Grit for a similar reason. Not because he's a bad character to play. Grit is really strong, but I also don't like the over-reliance on indirects because they're quite expensive. If you're playing on Fog, then he can be fun, sure, but... and he has his moments where he's fun to play, but generally, don't know, I've never really enjoyed playing Grit, actually, now that I sit and think about it whilst I'm talking with you. I don't really find him that fun to play. I could also one-shot this turn, but I'm actually going to focus on doing as much damage as possible first to try and bring my score back up somewhat. Actually, if I do that... There we go. Try and damage as many of his units as possible. If I wipe out all of his units, I still don't actually get a victory condition because the victory is taking out the crystal. So even if I destroy all of them on the next turn, which quite possibly I think I might, I will still have to destroy the crystal-y thing to win. Which is fair enough. I mean, it's a decent mission, this. It's not super hard. It's a lot harder on hard campaign, obviously. But I think that's because they start with more fighters. But swap over to Max. But yeah, generally, I don't like playing as Grit. He's one of the best commanders in Advance Wars 2. He's not as good in this. But he's one of the best characters in Advance Wars 2. He's almost as strong as... I'm pretty sure he's in the same tier as, Kanbai or something. I never know if it's pronounced Kanbei, but Joe seems to think it is, but he's not here, so I'm going to pronounce it as Kanbai because I fancy it, really. But yeah, he's ridiculously powerful because his super is just that good. It's been rebalanced in Advance Wars Returns, actually, the mod for Advance Wars 2, which I will play at some point. I've taken a preliminary look at it, and it looks like a lot of fun, so I'm probably going to enjoy playing that at some point. But he plays pretty much identical as he does in Advance Wars 2 in this. But yeah, I don't enjoy playing him. And there we go, mission accomplished. And we're done in about 14 minutes, actually. Yeah, perfect score. There we go. Oh, we get a promotion. Your commander rank has gone up. You can now use special skills during battle. Ah, yes, I said I was going to explain this when Joe was here, but he's not now. Basically, every time your character levels up, they go from rank 1 to 10, and every time they level up, you can get different skills, and you can use so many at once. When you get to level 10, that's when you unlock the alternate costumes I was talking about in a previous episode. But some of the unlocks you get are ridiculously good. Like, if we were in the sandstorm there is one which lets you do 20% extra damage if you're fighting in a sandstorm, regardless of who you're playing as. So you could be playing as Kanbai, and get a 20% boost to your damage in a sandstorm, or a snowstorm, or in rain. So there is a little bit of strategy with picking abilities and stuff to boost your characters in this game, but I know in competitive mode most people will play with those off. But you can choose to play with them on, and they will like throw different extra effects and things in. Like Sammy actually lost her boost to movement range for her APCs and transport copters in this, but you can give it back by applying the skill if you select it. I'm not going to use skills though. I could select them whilst we're playing in the campaign, but I'm not going to because I think it's cheap, really. So we're going to move on to the next mission, which I believe is introducing Kindle or Candy or whatever you want to call her. The heads of the enemy commanders, or at least so it would seem. I know Hawk is going to show up eventually, as I spoiled when we were playing Advance Wars 2, but he's not the big cheese in this. I'm not going to spoil that. Like I said, this game has been out for nearly 20 years. So if you haven't seen this game and this is your first time seeing through it, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but if you're just watching this because you like Advance Wars content, then you already know the story and what's going to happen and where we're going. At the moment, we need to get through these next couple of missions to team up with the Yellow Comet Commanders, because they are joining the Allied Nations with Blue Moon and the other characters we have here. We're going to get that's Blue Moon. We're going to get Grim, who is a new character for this game, and Sensei, who I love to play as. He's just fun. He's got one of the best character themes ever. Sensei is so much fun. Oh yes, and they've introduced the Black Boat in this mission, but I will tell you more about that when we get to them. Let's take a look. I am going to swap to Rachel, and we're going to stick playing as Jake, really. We've got the open planes and stuff, so let's just... Oh, shit. Wrong button. There we go. Let's see how we do. So I want to get my submarine over ASAP to destroy this battleship, because what black boats do is they repair. They can load infantry in them, kind of like an APC, but also they can repair enemy or allied units if they are on your side. It will still cost funds to repair them, like you park them on a base, but they can only heal 1 HP at a time rather than 2, like it would if you were to put it on a building. But like if you were to put a battleship on a port, it would take 2 HP to heal, but black boats only do 1. However, they are extremely useful. They're one of the more interesting units to get added to the game. Like the Black Bomb is okay. It's really good for destroying like clusters of units and stuff, but I'm never going to build one in the campaign. I'm never going to build one. Because I'm never going to... Oh, they can load 2 infantry units. I thought they can only load 1. I forgot about that. But yeah, I'm never going to load... I'm never going to build a black bomb. I'm probably also never going to build a pipe runner because they just don't come in handy. There is no situation where you're really ever going to use one. Which is kind of a shame, really, because they're decently strong, but you're just never going to need it. They're useful on maybe 1 or 2 maps at best, and that's it. It's kind of a bit of a shame, really, for such a cool concept, and a reference to the Rail Turtles from Advance Wars... Well, Super Famicom Wars, really. I was going to say Advance Wars Super Nintendo, but I suppose that would be a best approximation for the title, although I know it's not really. I'm going to park that there. See what she does this turn. Yeah, I figured she was going to go for the anti-air unit with a mech. She could have attacked it from the mountain, but she didn't. Well, I'm kind of glad she didn't actually, so it's got slightly less defense now. Which is fine by me. I can now take out the battleship, which is my main concern. Goodbye to you. There we are. Thank you. Move that APC out the way, so I can now take those infantry down. Retreats that there. My voice just cracked then slightly. Whoops-a-daisy. Bring those infantry in. Really, I want to capture this city, but at the moment my main concern is taking these down. So, get rid of those. Bring that back. And does she have... Yes, she does. I don't know if she's going to use it, though. But if she does, I'm going to move off the city and not capture it. Because what her power does is really quite annoying. But basically, if you've got a property on a city... if you've got a unit on a property, like a city, she will deal 3 HP of damage to it, which is really good for interrupting captures. It's very annoying to fight, but she's saving up for a super, it would seem. Which lets her get, like, insane amounts of damage depending on how much, like, buildings she owns. But I don't think it's going to matter in the grand scheme of things, because we're going to take out the majority of her forces fairly quickly, actually. I'm going to capture those there. Take that out with a recon. Is that going to kill it? Yeah, it should do. We're playing as Jake. Here we go. Bring that back. I am actually going to load that into there. Bring that... Oops-a-daisy. And... there we go. She's going to get that repaired up to 6, so I'm actually going to destroy that artillery unit so it doesn't take out the one behind it, so I've got another tank to deal with the one that's coming in. And we should be good to go. She's probably going to use her super this turn, yeah. Not surprised, the AI doesn't really save its superpower, it tends to just go for it. Which is fair enough, but you can also then exploit the AI to use its superpower at like the worst possible time. Like if they don't have any real effective way to use it, which is kind of funny. So I'm going to park that there, I'm going to bring that back to actually capture that now. And yeah, she gets an insane firepower boost on cities. So I'm actually going to merge those there, use that to meat shields. Bring that back and drop my APC there actually so I can repair my submarine because it's going to go down in a couple of turns. The black boat will probably get taken out by the sub if I can get to it in time because she keeps moving it, which is very annoying, but there we go. No, I still can't quite get to it, god damn it. But there we go, we've secured a research lab to the black boat facility. There we go. That's what I wanted. Oh, take the tank out, there we go. And I will just start capturing more of her cities. It doesn't really do anything to capture it. Do I have a... I've got an infantry unit in there. Okay, I want to bring that lander to pick up a mech unit, actually. Or the tank to take out this artillery. Now that I think about it, and if I just park that there. There we go. So, I'm going to have to go run around to pick up the black boat and pick it off, but never mind. At least I'll get a decent power score for wiping out most of their units, which is something. Bring that down there. And that there. And I can drop the infantry off there, but it isn't really going to do very much damage to the artillery unit because it's on a HQ, so it's got 4 defense stars. It's really not going to do anything. Nearly takes the APC out, actually. So I'm going to retreat that. How much damage is that actually going to do? Yeah, 9%. That's not really going to do anything. She's just going to get that healed up next turn. So if I bring that there, then yeah, that's pretty much within range of whatever I want. So if I destroy that, thank you, there we go. If I move that there, then I can pick that up next turn. Bring that over, and now we just kind of wait, really. It's just picking picking off her units slowly. Now that the majority of her army and force has been dealt with, she doesn't really have much left to actually hit us with, if anything. That mech unit is probably going to attack one of these. I hope it hits mech. I was a mech unit because I was thinking of mech gun from Days of Ruin. Its artillery unit is probably going to attack the mech. I'm hoping it doesn't hit the tank, but we'll see what she does. Is she going to go? No, she's going to go for the tank, yeah, because it's the more valuable target. That's slightly annoying, but never mind. I can still do decent damage with this. At least she didn't kill it, which is something. Bring it down to 3 HP or so. 2. Oh, that was a lucky roll there. Bring that across, so we can take it out and start capturing next turn. Which is the plan, really. My main concern was the battle chip, but that's kind of been dealt with. So, oops, wrong button. Nearly ended my turn by accident. There we go. Take that. That would have been disastrous. Take that out. Stomp on the HQ. The APC can't fight back, so I can just shoot it down with that. And we just I don't even need to use my superpower. I could do just to... Oh, for fuck's sake! See what I mean about her interrupting? It's going to take an extra turn to capture her HQ now. God damn it. It's the one thing I hate about Kindle's power. Or Candy, or whatever you want to call her. We're playing the European version, so she's called Candy in this, but... It's really good for interrupting captures. It's very annoying. So that's going to take an extra turn, more than I wanted it to. Never mind. Yeah, we win this turn. Unlucky for some, day 13, but will I be... I'm just going to capture that and that because I can. I can win by... I'll just win by capturing, it's fine. Go for the HQ cap. There we go. Losing to you corn-fed country folk is enough to give me frown lines. Well, that sounds like a you problem. Doesn't sound like my problem. There we are. What score do we get? Almost perfect score. It's an S rank. I'll still take it. There we are. No, that was all you. Yeah, it was all me. I didn't play as Rachel once. Didn't really even need to. You can play it as just one character if you want, but I might as well pick 2 just in case. And next up, we are going to take on the lab mission for getting the specs for the black boat. We've got the Neotanks unlocked by default, but we are... Sorry, my sentence again. There are still lab maps which we need to do to unlock all the new units in the game, like the black bomb, the black boats, and the pipe runner. We will get the carrier and the stealth fighter though just by getting to the mission that those unlock on. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Please join us next time where we take on the... I almost said the black bomb. The black boat lab mission. As always, it's been a pleasure. Take care, look after yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers for watching, and ta-ra for now.